What's up? How are you doing? This is Chris Badgett coming at you from Lifter LMS, and in this quick video we're going to go over sales and marketing for your online course. My name's Chris Badgett. I'm the co-founder of Lifter LMS. I create and sell my own courses. I offer the course building software Lifter LMS. I've helped a lot of people. I've seen what works. I've seen what doesn't. I get asked all the time about sales and marketing that's working for online courses. And what I realize for people out there is that there's a high level understanding of sales and marketing that you need to understand in order to do it effectively, and also uncover the blind spots of where you may not be missing out or not focusing on a good opportunity for sales and marketing. But the first image here in my presentation, you can see this is a picture of me in a Lamborghini. This is actually up in Alaska. My friend Simon, he's a helicopter mechanic. He actually built that car from scratch. But anyways, you see a lot of sales and marketing solution providers out there in Lamborghinis or fancy cars, and they're really selling the dream, and they're selling the lifestyle. So I'm going to give you, the reason I put a picture of me in a Lamborghini is I'm actually kind of making a joke about the sales and marketing tips, tricks, and tactics industry out there. That is really me. That is really me in a Lamborghini. It's not mine. It's from a good friend of mine's. And, we had a great time together. And I could go into more stories about that later. But in this presentation, we're going to talk about the three types of marketing. If you don't understand these at a high level, you're not ready to get into tips and tactics in my point of view. So we're going to get into the three types of marketing. And if you don't understand all three of these at a high level, then you're really missing out on having an integrated approach to your marketing. So the first one for online course marketing or learning platform marketing is called inbound marketing. And I've never liked this word because it doesn't make sense. Well, inbound, what does that mean? Because there's outbound's another one we're going to talk about in a little bit. But what inbound means is it's things you create and put out there in the world that other people find, and they come inbound to this piece of content, and that's how they kind of become a warm lead or interested in your learning experience or your online course. So another popular way to describe inbound is content marketing. So there's lots of ways to do content marketing. Now, if you look closely at even the Lifter LMS software, you'll see these are all things pretty much that we do. So we take an integrated approach. But some classic methods for doing inbound marketing are blogging, so you're creating content, creating videos, which is one of my favorites, and posting those in multiple places. Podcasting, which really leverages the audio format and distribution through other networks like iTunes and Stitcher. Images, you see images on Instagram, Facebook, all kinds of places. Emails, like the actual email content, whether that's an autoresponder or a broadcast email that you're sending to your email list. Any kind of social media post, whether it's a tweet, an Instagram, a Snapchat, whatever it is, you're creating content that can create inbound leads for you. And then another one that's still really important, even though people don't always think about it in the online world, is using print materials, whether that's direct mail, letters that you send, posters, like, photographs that go out in the mail, some kind of certificate. The print medium is often overlooked, but it's actually a pretty big opportunity since physical mailboxes are getting more and more empty because it's all ending up in our email. So if you really want to reach people, yes, it can be more expensive, but print can be an interesting marketing method to experiment with. The next type of marketing is outbound, which I like to call prospecting. And this is often the one that, especially if you don't come from a sales background, that people will neglect or not do at all or completely overlook, because it can be kind of scary. It's about going out into the world, going outbound, and going and finding leads. So from people who don't know you from Adam. So the classic ways to do that are cold emails, cold calling, cold social media approach, cold in-person approach, or paid advertising, where you're trying to pay your way to get on somebody's radar. This is my least favorite form of online course marketing, or any, whether for any business, but it's very effective because you can't assume that if you build it, they will come, because it doesn't always work that way, especially if you're a startup, especially if you're in the beginning and you're trying to get to your first 100 customers or 100 students. You need to really tooth and claw your way to get some traction and to get noticed, even if you have a great course. And outbound cold is a great way to go. You might be surprised at how because people are scared to do this, and if you have a really tightly focused niche, and you're a little bit resourceful in terms of finding people's email address or phone number, you'd be surprised at who you can get in touch with. But that's outbound marketing. The final form of marketing and sales just has to do with relationships. These are more like long-term plays. These are things that don't work out fast. And no, it's not about, if I do this for you, then you do this for me, kind of this for that kind of relationship. It's just about being a human being. We are a social animal, and your online course may be in an industry or a niche that is different from, let's say, your social circles that you run in, or what your friends are up to, or what you do with your family. So, but maybe you have it all integrated, and that's fine too. But the reality is for your online course or your learning platform, it's really important to develop relationships, and just see where it goes. It's not about keeping track and keeping tabs, but you can go to networking events, you can network at live events, you can start a meetup, you can host an event, you can develop industry partnerships. This is one of my favorite forms of, if you want to call it marketing or sales, is simply finding somebody in your industry who has the same customer you do, but they're not necessarily competitors. So an example would be, if you're in the health and fitness niche and you have a course about vegan nutrition, and let's say you find somebody who has a course about vegan bodybuilding or calisthenics, it's a natural fit for you to kind of collaborate with that person. You're not necessarily in the same niche, or I'm sorry, you're not direct competitors, but you are in fact in the same niche. So industry partnerships can be very powerful. The other thing you can do is develop relationships with affiliates. So affiliate marketing is a great way to grow your platform if you can find high value affiliates. It's all about finding the win-win-win. The affiliate wins, you win, and most importantly, your learner wins, and they were able to find you through some affiliates channel where they may not have heard of you otherwise. So affiliate relationships are good. You can do one-on-one and group social media type things. You can do Facebook groups. You can do, develop friendships in your industry or with your customers or with other thought leaders. I mean, even if you are, there's other people in the e-learning community that I network with that would be considered competitors, but I'm always looking for collaboration above competition. You can do masterminds. That takes a little bit more organization, but setting that up can be very, very, very powerful. You can do webinars with prospects or with your community. And you can also just really invest in your customer or learner that you already have. I heard a real estate trainer named Josh Fegan once say that your customers are not in the witness protection program. So it's okay to ask to stay in touch with your customers. Just because you got the sale and perhaps they finished your course, it's still good to stay in touch with those people. The more you do and the more you find out what worked for them, what didn't work for them, and so on, it's going to make your course better, and they're going to refer you. So which works best? Surprise. And this goes back to my picture of me in the Lamborghini. There is no magic bullet. There's no one method that it works the best. And you don't have to try every single one of these, but I would encourage you to at least diversify across inbound, outbound, and relationships. But there really is no magic bullet. If there was, it would just be your course itself, because the best marketing is a transformational experience that delivers the results that your students seek. If you're able to tooth and claw and do whatever you got to do through inbound, outbound relationships to get that first 100 people through your program, and let's say 95% of them are super successful and get the result that you promise, it's going to take on a life of its own. And even some of these students are going to take on the marketing for you. They're going to tell their friends and leverage their relationships. They may create content that's going to help sell your course. And they may even go out into the world and just be evangelists for your brand and your program and your material and your community, simply because the results were so transformational and everything worked so well. So that's a quick high-level tour of what online course marketing is all about. At a high level, it's about three things. It's about inbound, outbound, and relationships. Now, get diversified, go out there and make it happen.